everyone. I'm Vilma Fernandez, Faculty of Commerce Department, Milagros College, Mangalore. So today I'm going to discuss about the topic default and repossession. So before that we will understand what is default and repossession. When the hire purchaser fails to pay any installment or maybe interest, it is default on the part of hire purchaser. As you know that there will be two parties, that is hire purchaser and hire seller. So hire purchaser is the person who is going to buy the assets or maybe the commodities. Hire seller is the person who is going to sell the assets or the commodity. Here it is a default on the part of hire purchaser when a default in the payment of any installment is committed by the hire purchaser as the ownership of goods sold has not been transferred to the hire purchaser. It means here the possession or ownership, it will not be transferred to hire purchaser because of the due of installment or interest or maybe the outstanding. Maybe some reasons is not going to give the installment or is not liable to pay the installment or fails to pay the installment. During that time we will get the default or maybe repossession. Here there will be two types of repossession. One is complete repossession, one more is partial repossession. So repossession is nothing but hire purchaser fails to pay the installment or interest. During that time the complete repossession will be taken place. The complete repossession is like this. In the case of default by the hire purchaser on the payment of any installment, the hired seller repossesses the entire goods sold on hire purchase, because there will be outstanding or maybe the failure to pay the installment or maybe interest. During that time the hired seller is completely repossessing the entire amount of the asset or the commodity to hire purchaser. So here hire purchaser and hire seller having a relation between entering into a contract or maybe entering into a account. Next one will be partial repossession. Partial means half repossession. Here the repossession will be half or maybe small amount or maybe the part of amount will be repossessed in hire purchaser account. Here we can see for complete repossession the journal entries. The journal entries are like this. Till the date of default or repossession, the usual entries whichever we have done before or we have gone through it, that entries we will be passed in the books of hire purchaser. In the year of default, all the entries except the entry for the payment of installment are passed. So on repossession, the hire purchaser should close the hire seller's account. For example, A is an hire purchaser and B is an hire seller. So hire purchaser is going to buy the asset from hire seller, that is B, maybe a motor car or maybe asset. So during the time of complete repossession, hire seller is going to cancel the accounts. So during that time the chapter is closed off the hire purchaser and directly we will enter the entries of hire seller, that is B. Here on the repossession on the hire purchaser should close the entries in the books of hire seller's account by transferring the entire balance in the seller's account to the assets account. The entry will be like this. Hire purchaser's account we have to write hire seller's account and to assets account. Hire seller's account debted to assets account here. So we'll see the entries in the books of hire purchaser. Till the date of default, usual entries are passed in the books of hire purchaser. In the year of default, all the entries except the entry for the payment of installment are passed. For example, 2021 is, we have to pass, if it is the contract for 5 years, from 2021 to 2025. So 2021, if he has paid the installment as well as interest, so till that the usual entries we have to pass, and remaining 4 years, that is 2022 to 2025, we need to pass the new journal entries for the repossession, that is in the books of hire purchaser. So here see hire purchaser entries. So I have told you there will be two parties, hire purchaser A and hire seller B. So in the books of hire purchaser, during the time of repossession, if that default has done, so during that time we have to pass the journal entries, that is hire seller's account debtor to assets account, because hire purchasers chapter has been closed and we have to start hire seller's account. We have to transfer all the balance to hire seller's account. So hire seller's account debtor to assets account. So asset may be the motor car or maybe like motorcycle something. So here in the books of hire purchaser, that is A, we have to pass the journal entries, that is hire seller's account debtor to assets account. After transferring the entire balance to the seller's account, the asset account is closed by transferring the balance to profit and loss account. So once we have transferred to hire seller's account, all the assets have been come to the hire seller's account. Then for transferring any profit or any loss, we have to pass one more journal entry, that is profit and loss account debtor to profit and loss account debtor to assets account, that is motor car account. So here we have to pass two journal entries in the books of hire purchaser, that is hire seller's account debtor to assets account, that is motor car. Then profit and loss account debtor to assets account, that is to transfer profit and loss. Here we have to show the balance to assets account, then here we have to show the balance in the profit and loss account. Then again we have to transfer some of the entries in hire seller's account, that is till the date of default the usual entries will be transferred in hire seller's account. In the year of default repossession, all usual entries we need to transfer. Here the entire amount we have to transfer to hire seller's account. The hire seller should close the hire purchaser account because already we have done the entries in hire seller's account. So next one will be for the repossessed stock, we need to transfer some of the entries. That is the hire seller should close the hire purchaser's account by transferring the entire balance of hire purchaser's account. So here repossessed stock account will be opened. So here repossessed stock account debtor to hire purchaser account. In the books of hire seller, that is B, we have to transfer the entry repossessed stock account debtor to, for the hire seller, repossessed stock account debtor to hire purchaser account, that is A, to hire purchaser account. That is A is hire purchaser during the time of repossessed stock. In case of any expenses incurred by the hire seller in repair or maybe maintenance, we have to transfer one more entry with the amount of expenses, that is repossessed stock account debtor to cash account. In the case of any expenses incurred, so that entry will come under the hire seller's account or hire seller's book, that is repossessed stock account debtor to cash or bank account. Any expenses incurred by the person. So repossessed stock account debtor to cash or bank account, to cash or bank account, because any expenses if he has incurred. So during that time the entry in the books of hire seller, repossessed stock account debtor to cash or bank account. Then finally in the repossessed stock, it is sold by the hire seller. If it is sold, he has done sold the motor car to other persons. During that time one more entry we need to pass, that is cash or bank account debtor to repossessed stock account. So if the repossessed stock is sold by hire seller is B. If he has sold the assets or motor car or something, if he has sold to other person, during that time we have to pass one more entry, that is cash or bank account debtor to repossessed stock account. Repossessed stock account. This is about the journal entries in the books of hire purchaser and hire seller about the complete repossession, default or repossession. This is the entries for complete repossession.